This is one of the weirdest things that I've ever seen, man. Um, I mean, to me, it's just like female nature. I don't know if you ever watched that movie Species. They made this movie called Species. I think it was in the like mid 1990s, maybe early 90s. With this woman Natasha Henstridge or something like that. She used to be incredibly beautiful, or at least people thought she was back then. But um, it's this film about this woman or this alien who like takes the form of a woman and then basically becomes a praying mantis, basically like seduces men into sleeping with her. And of course she's like a supermodel, right? Natasha Henstridge, um, which is like a 10 out of 10 for most guys, although for me she's too skinny and she's not that attractive, but she's a blonde. I mean, anyway, there's hotter girls that do porn, but um, during the 90s she was like the most gorgeous woman, and they had her, in this role of being basically a praying mantis, a walking praying mantis, right? Um, and for me, the underlying theme of that movie was like it was really saying something about female nature, right? Because the movie was like this alien who occupied a female body, enticed men into sleeping with her, and then once they slept with her, killed them, and then used their bodies to breed or something like that. Basically, like a praying mantis, right? Um, and it's basically a sci-fi slash horror movie. And to me, when I look at like the implications of what that means, that's what females do. They entice men into, um, sleeping with them, and they'll use sex to get what they want. And then when you no longer have what they want, they discard you, right? Praying mantis, black widow. Um, I think there's a couple more instances in nature where the female kills the male mating partner after they mate. Anyway, it's a real weird thing. It's just like this female thing that women don't love in the same way men love. Women don't operate the same way men operate. They're very different. So anybody who's saying that men and women are equal, pretty retarded. That's a pretty retarded notion. Like, we're just not the same. So how could we be equal? You know? Anyway, I'm looking at this feminist news. This is one of the feminist groups that I follow, and they post all kinds of man hate, lies, vitriol, basically a cult. I follow this group on Facebook, and this is one of their posts. Look at this shit, man. Anybody remember when? Oh shit, sorry. Anybody remember when Kathy Griffin? Uh, hell, this is basically Kathy Griffin. Like, it looks just like Kathy Griffin. Anybody remember when she held up a severed head of Donald Trump, and she got in trouble for that, and she had to make a public apology, and her career went down after that? This is sick, man. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and say Harvey Weinstein never raped anyone or never exposed himself to anyone, but I know a little bit about, and I'm not saying he's a good guy at all. I'm not saying he didn't deserve, to be in trouble. I don't know to what extent he deserved a punishment. I don't know a lot of the facts, but the things that I do know really don't add up to him being um, as much of a monster as they portrayed him as. To me, Harvey Weinstein just represents capitalism. He's a guy who used money and position and power to get sexual favors. That's it, right? Well, look at this East Village. That's New York, very liberal area, and it's just like these women. They're eating the men that they're using. They're using the men, and then they're eating the men, right? They're just being praying mantises. They got paid off of Harvey Weinstein. They got fed off of Harvey Weinstein. Yes, is that moral? No, it's not moral. Is that right? Should that be the way that it is? No. Women should not have to give men favors, uh, sexual favors in exchange for roles in movies or in exchange for careers. But that's what they did, and they agreed to it. Now, did he rape anyone? Did he molest anyone? Did he sexually assault anyone? I don't know. To me, I haven't read a whole lot of evidence of that. I think I've heard he did, but a lot of it is, you know, him using his position of power to get sex from women who would willingly do it for positions in movies. And to me, that's what women really represent. Is they represent using sexuality to get perks, to get benefits, money, whatever it is that they want. They use sexuality to get what they want. And this is what they've done to the man that helped them, you know. This is what they've done. They're vitriolic. I mean, this is sick. If you look at porn, I mean, it's just all the women of our country, all the gorgeous women, all the good-looking women. I mean, you could watch porn for 10, 20 years, and you could watch a new girl every single day. So it's not like these women are being forced to do this kind of stuff. It's not like they're forced. I mean, that's where you see the disconnect. That's where what these feminists, these women are talking about. That's where the lie is. They're acting like it's some kind of force and it's the patriarchy and woo. No, what it really is they're doing the same thing that Hitler did. Hitler said, "Here's a supposed enemy. Let's attack the supposed enemy." Right? They are creating a boogeyman and they are attacking the boogeyman to get what they want. And what do they want? They want power. Right? So it's a cold game, man. It's a cold grift to use sexuality. And then of course we've got the silly, laughable Mia Khalifa, who 5-10 years after she did porn, coming out and saying, "Oh, I know it's men's fault that I did porn." And then you got Pamela Anderson talking about porn is men's fault. It's some kind of oppressive institution, when in reality women are lining up to do it. Okay? So that's just female nature. They use sexuality to get what they want. It's that same kind of, praying mantis mentality, that species mentality, to use men, to entice men through sexuality, and then use them for what they want, and then kill them afterwards. And that's what's done here. That's what they did to Harvey Weinstein. Yeah, he was a pig. Yeah, he was a piece of crap. But look at the guy. He wasn't getting any play. He wasn't getting laid. Right? He's a monstrous. As far as his looks are concerned, he's a grotesque, monstrous guy. But what did he do? He took advantage of the fact that he had power. Took advantage of his power, and women gladly played into it. They gladly agreed. They gladly agreed to have sexual exchanges. Now, did he take it too far and commit sexual assault? Maybe. And I never read any evidence of that. I've heard testimonies. I've heard accusations. I've never read or seen any actual solid evidence. Anyway, this is sick, man. This is a feminist. They are supporting this. 10,000 likes, 1.5 thousand shares. These women are out for blood, vitriolic, hateful, uninformed. They ignore facts. It's all an emotional argument. They just want to hate and tear down. They just want to bash. They just want power. It's a power grab. Feminism is leverage. Thanks for listening.